Thank you. We have a live audience here. They're very excited to see the Newsening. And why not? Because this is your home for fair, balanced, and counterbalanced reporting. We went over it. Come on. All right. It's live TV. What do you want? And your number one source for Magic Newsening, reporting live from Indianapolis, Indiana. I am Ruben Bressler, and these are our top 8 stories. Of course, the big event of the weekend is Star City Games Invitational in Indianapolis, Indiana. The Invitational is Magic's most popularly watched, independently run tournament, making it essentially American Idol of Magic events. American Idol and the Invitational, very different, of course. One is an awful television program where far too much prize is given away to spoiled, petulant competitors at an overly dramatized event with an incredibly annoying host. And the other is American Idol. Perennial all-star and banned SCG Open fantasy pick Jerry Thompson added to his already impressive resume by headlining the Invitational Top 8. Before the tournament started, Jerry discussed the possibility of audibling into a different standard deck for the Invitational on Twitter. Quite the misdirect, a ploy that fooled quite a lot of no one at all. His SCG Blue teammate, notable squire Braun is among the top 8 after he piloted an updated Frights deck through the field. This finish is remarkable, as it proves once and for all that despite poor showings in recent events, it's a good call in this metagame. And by it, I mean Braun. Also making top 8 is rare sorcery enthusiast Shaheen Sarani, who piloted Esper Control to the number 1 overall seed. Esper Control, of course, a deck some people think of as being a flexible deck that has an answer to almost any situation, but most associate it with what happens when you open Ali Antrazi's binder and shuffle up the contents. SCG Baltimore Invitational champion Max Teets will look to make it back-to-back here in Indianapolis. I heard a lot of people rooting for Max last night when I went out to the bars. Some folks and I were out drinking, getting belligerent, shouting, "I want some Teets!" And then we found out Max made the top 8, so then we were even more excited. Avid ship-it hollerer Michael Hetrick was one of the first players to lock up a spot in the top 8 with Rug Pod, a deck that was putting up the best Magic Online results among standard decks in the days leading up to the Invitational, which is a pretty big coincidence. I'll have to ask Michael if he pays any attention to Moto results. Adam Boyd made the top 8 with an interesting mono-blue Delver list that eschews the white part of blue-white Delver for a much more streamlined Runechancer's Pike Invisible Stalker plan. So clearly, Adam enjoys interactive Magic. Ronnie Rittner also achieved top 8 status with his record, partially due to his stellar performance in Legacy, a format which he only had 3 matches of previous experience in before this weekend, with a deck that featured 7 miracles and counterbalance, because Magic is a skill game. Dayton native Lauren Nolan made the top 8 with blue-white Delver in Standard and Rug Delver in Legacy, making for quite possibly the most boring 150-card roster in Invitational history. Elsewhere in the Magic community, Yuya Watanabe won his 6th Grand Prix in Manila with what else? Blue-white Delver. Quite the accomplishment, especially considering the fact that he was neither the best player in the tournament, nor was he playing the best... Oh, wait. The Magic World Cup qualifier in Baltimore this weekend was won by Joe Pinacchio, rounding out Team USA. So the final roster for the United States is Team Captain Brian Kibler, future Hall of Famer Luis Scott Vargas. Another thing that happened this weekend during the Invitational coverage was that enthusiasm enthusiast Evan Irwin previewed M13 Mythic Rare Ajani, Caller of the Pride, which is the newest 3-mana Planeswalker, and the latest in a long line of Planeswalkers whose ultimate ability reads, "You will never actually activate this." And finally this morning, and this is true, a company has started selling bath salts called Lady Blant using Steve Argyle's art from Liliana on the Veil on their product. So the card went from seeing play in different variants of zombies to causing actual face-eating zombies. That's all for the Newsening for this week. I'm Ruben Bressler, and remember, don't feed the trolls.